Welcome to the Secret Underground Laboratory Recovery and Salvage, where rude mechanicals do magic. Hello, I'm Bronze Age, Director of the Secret Underground Laboratory Recovery and Salvage. And today we've got to do a repair job on a sleigh bed. Now, the first rule for furniture design is that no matter how big it is, it has to fit through a door. Now, beds are where this problem of coming through the door is seen most often. So, practically every bed ever made has had some way to take it apart. There's been many kinds of hardware throughout the ages, but this is one of the most common, which is basically the hook and pin. These hooks grab a hold of pins in this slot, and the problem is this is often a weak point in the design of the furniture, which, as in this case, you can see has come loose here and at the footboard as well. Now, the cause of this failure is weak design compounded by poor execution. Problem comes is that they've got to cut this fairly wide slot in the leg of the headboard. It's 2 inches deep, which means that there's really no wood until you get down past this point, because this piece of the hardware has to slip in there. That puts these screws at the very edge of the block, and it gives them very little material to dig into. So what happens is the screws split away, and what they're depending on is just simply the glue between this block and the leg. And as you can see, very little glue. So when the stress got too high, this piece simply just peeled off and it broke. And what we're going to have to do is replace this, and I hope with something just a little bit stronger. The patch piece is going to be made from a Salvage rocker. I took this off of a rocking chair last week, and they always rot out in the middle, leaving a nice bit of good wood at the ends. And since this is oak, it's going to make a really nice piece for my patch. I've pre-drilled the holes in the block because when you're putting screws into hardwood like oak, it's very easy to snap a screw off. And that means that you're going to be just starting over again, because there's just no practical way to get a broken wood screw out of a block of oak. Now what I'm going to do is apply glue to both sides here, wipe off all the excess, clamp this in place, and then let it sit overnight before I can go on with the rest of the job. Now, the piece on the footboard is a little more challenging, but shouldn't be a big problem. It is an old repair. I don't really know what this means, but apparently the block split and somebody just took it, and looks like they shoved it in upside down, but we don't need that anymore. And then there's a piece broken off of here, and that's not a big deal because it's not really structural, it's just taking up space. But I do need it to hold this piece at the right position. And to complicate things, there's no real good way to clamp this piece because it's flat on this side, but this being a sleigh bed, the front side is curved, and I could go and make some kind of fancy jig to fit the curve so I can clamp this little thing. I don't think I need to go through all that trouble, because this piece will lay right in here with this glue. And I've got an old ballast out of a fluorescent light as a weight, and that'll hold it down until tomorrow morning, and then we can go back to work. As I said at the beginning, beds are made in pieces so they will fit through the door of a house. IKEA took this principle to its logical limit, where everything they sell can fit through the door of an Uber. Humans have been sleeping on the ground for hundreds of thousands of years. And about the time we decided clothes were a good idea, putting a soft pad on the floor for sleeping quickly followed. A lot of the world still sleeps on the floor. The advantage of this is your bed can be rolled up and put out of the way during the day. For some reason, the Western Hemisphere likes sleeping on a raised platform. This allows for a thicker pad, which is warmer in the winter, and through the ages, bedrolls became mattresses and beds became large enough for a queen or even a king if space allows. This means the bed stays where it is, taking up space while we're awake. It's a small inconvenience. So this is Bronze Age, director of the Secret Underground Laboratory, and I thank you for sitting through this video along with his rambling thoughts about beds. I'd appreciate it if everyone would like and subscribe. Comments are welcome, questions are welcome. I respond to all. And again, thank you for watching.